about a really quick install that I'm working on. I've been taking pictures, but I want to get some video of it. I'm working on a in-wall carrier wall-hung toilet. Excuse the mess in the back, more junk. So essentially, to start out, what I've been doing is getting my framing up together. I think it's 19 inches and 13 16th, something like that, or it might be 11th, one of those. Getting this part support, you're gonna need two studs here to carry the weight, and I got these basically fastened together as well as attached up top and at the bottom. I'm gonna take this carrier out here. I'll show you my dimensions down here. Alright, so this here is a 3.5 inch hole that I cut through the floor just to make sure that I had enough clearance. I didn't go under the house, crawl space, but what I did was, let me set this down real quick. Get it back out. So I just signed my light through the subfloor here to make sure that I wasn't going to hit a joist, which if you look, you may be able to see that there's a joist right there. And can't really see one from the other side, but I need to make sure I had clearance for everything. So 3.5 inch hole saw, cut all the way through. My 2x6 framing here, supported to the floor. And this part here is about 9, maybe 9.5 inches to the left. This is going to be for a 1/2 inch PEX pipe. And let's see, so front part here, you have to line this up here, and then there's going to be your lower mounts as well as mounts where you're drilling in up top for each one. All right, so I'm going to cut the video out, put everything back in place, and oh, let me go back to the pipe here. So this is just a 2-foot, 3-inch pipe. I just need to retape this part here, put tape on it just to keep any kind of dirt and debris out. So what I'm going to do is put this back down, and I don't want it to go all the way down. There's nothing connected to it yet or fastened to hold the pipe in place. So what I'm going to do is just kind of clamp this here to keep it from going too far. Eventually I'll get that secure. If I needed to have everything lined up for this here. This is the down pipe. This little clamp goes over, this comes off. So before all that's attached, of course you need to mix it. here. Just making sure everything. So, in place. You see the mountain screws there. All right, and get my 4 lag screws here, 2 for the bottom. And you can see that I have that marked. This one's marked. Top is marked. Level. And I'm just gonna move this down. Check level here. This is the Swiss Madison 2x6. All right. So you're supposed to drill the sides as well. I wanted to wait until I had the bottom in place before I drilled anything. I'm just going to use a vacuum cleaner to catch any of the debris and go from there. Let's see. I'll show you this pipe here. So this one goes here. And you vary it based on the height of your sewage pipe here. And of course you'll cut, then add a coupling sleeve here or a hub. So that one, this part latches. Get it there. Let's see. There's a little clip here. Let's get it lined up first. And hard to do with one hand, but hey. Alright, so it's in place. This part will swivel. And the back end is a really tight fit. Let's see if I'll take the clamp off so you can see. It doesn't really go too good with the 2x6 because there's only 5.5 framing. You're going to end up using all of your backside here. Very tight clearance, but as you can see, with it being level there, as well as here, it's not gonna mess around with your pipe too much. You may have to worry about your clamp that goes on. Alright, so now I'm gonna screw these down, get everything mounted. Alright, so still level, and a little bit more to go over here. Let's try Make sure the gap is gone. Everything is flush. If I can never get this camera right. Good. And now for this one. So if I had a electric ratchet, of course I could do it from here, but I don't. So I just use the hand one here, and I'll use my drill up top to make it quicker. Slowly tightening, and I'm just making sure I still have my level. Alright, that's not going anywhere. Good here. Okay, bottom mounts are in. Level. And now to work on the sides, making sure everything is still flush. Of course, flush to the front portion here. I just took a level across the front. Of course, some of your tube eyes are going to be off. So what I did was did my best to line up one side. I think the only one that was kind of off was this one here. So I just leveled from the front face of these two. Got the top one in here. For the sides, you don't have to pre-drill. Of course you can. What you want to do is get it going slowly. And from there, you can kind of just let that sit in. You can slowly walk it in with your ratchet. I'm gonna go ahead and do both sides, and then slowly walk it in. Back, got both screws done on each side, and this part here is what actually holds the bowl. Of course, you need to do your measurements to do how far you want the rim of the toilet to be as it sits. So from the floor, this is of course unfinished floor. I'm gonna put maybe an inch or so more, maybe an inch and a half built up. So from the floor up, I have about, I think it's 18 and a half or 9 inches. That'll put my toilet height at around 17 and a half, which I'm 6 foot and up. So 6'2", 6'3". I'm not worried about my feet dangling, of course. But it'd be a good height for me. And these go here. You just measure how far your centering holes are apart. I think this one here is 8 inches apart. The one on the outer, 10 inches apart. So if your toilet system is compatible, of course, it should have those measurements at the back end. And let's see. talking about this one here. So measure from center to center, and that's where you're gonna be mounting everything. All right, so connection here is pretty self-explanatory. This goes on top here. You'll connect the inlet to this part there. So this needs to swivel off here. All right. This goes through here. It's gonna sit there. Nice little grooves here. And also has some thread sealant that I'm gonna put to my connection once I do the brass Tepex. This one here, not really worried about it. It has a watertight seal there. So I'm just gonna connect this part there. So after the inside connection is made, you'll put this cover back on. This right here just comes straight out. And you're gonna line it up. Let's see, I'll show you that. Put some tape over it. I'll have to come back to it. I ran out of blue PEX pipe. I only have a red left, and I don't want to use it, so I'll go and get some. That goes there. This one. You're gonna hear 2 clicks as it fully seats in. So one on the left, one on the right. And this part here just lets you rough everything in, lets you know how much depth you can cover. So this goes here. So the minimum you can rough in would be right here. The max would be all the way out there. So I'm gonna put some backer board here. And I think I'm gonna do towel here. I haven't really figured it out. And I may try to mount my toilet up here just to get this going here, just to see how everything looks and how far the seat sits off of the actual floor, even though it's not finished yet. All right, here we go. So just temporarily put the toilet on. Right now I do have some backer board for there. The pipe going through here, you just have to measure the width of this and add about 20 millimeters or 25 millimeters, which is usually about 1 inch. So I'm compensating for once I actually get the finished wall here. And back here, of course, it's still open. I'm gonna go ahead and run this in with the PEX, and then the PEX is gonna go through there. I'll connect it later once I get plumbing going for a sink as well as vent. Alright, so everything's still level. This part, the way it works is you get it level, and then you continue to tighten each side. So keep tightening each one until it's flush. I have to look at the specs and see how many, I guess, foot-pounds, torques, or whatever it is supposed to be. And I'm gonna work on the PEX pipe. I ran out of blue, so I'm gonna use white. And got this for protection down low. I'm gonna go ahead and feed it down through the floor. This is a 7/8 inch of hole, a 3/4 foot of work for the 1/2 inch pipe. And up top here, I have this little connection PEX here. This is Apollo PEX, which is supposed to be the expansion. I'm gonna see if I can get it to work with my O-ring clamps. Or, alright, let me get this off. So, PEX coming up here. I don't really like this PEX. I think I had PEX B that I got from a supply warehouse, and it bends perfectly. Don't worry about the kink or anything there. So I want to cut probably about here. Get that going there.